Alright, we are back. Welcome to part 11. Okay, so we have two strategic plans. A historical track, which looks like it will add 2 new scenarios in central Italy, or a rush for the Apennines, where we will quickly try to take into the... is that the Po or the Pandas? Whatever valley. I like this idea. So that's what we're gonna do. So in the Mediterranean, we still have the 5th US Army under Mark Clark, and the British 8th Army under Oliver Leese. Alright. Good. But in Northern Europe... ooh, let's see. First, let's look here. Alright, so that's what we're going to be doing. Rush for the Apennines. Well, well. That's awesome. Alright, let's see. So let's look at these. So we'll be Rush for the Apennines, February 15th, 1944. Showing great operational skill and determination, the Allies have forced their way through the Gustav Line within a month. Panic-stricken, the OKW puts Field Marshal Albert Kasserling in direct command of the situation and scrapes together fresh reserves, including all available forces from the Balkans. Can the Allies break through the Apennines before these forces dig in? 10 turns. Oh my gosh. So 2 10-turn scenarios. But in Northern Europe, Operation Overlord, Battle of the Bocage, and Normandy Breakout. Alright, Northern Europe, Command Authority, Shafe? Something H-A, I don't know. This one makes sense, like African HQ, I assume? Versus something. Southampton, Arbor Day, each prize. Normandy landings are to be followed up by large-scale offensives in Western Europe. The goal is to destroy the armed forces of the Reich, and the only acceptable outcome will be an unconditional surrender. I like the sound of that. Let's take a look at our Northern European forces. So British 2nd Armoured under Miles Dempsey. We'll be able to feint attacks, use set-piece attacks, and rear guard. I don't know what we're gonna... I wish there was a way to know what we're gonna be using them for. Because there's 4 of them now. U.S. 1st Army under Omar Bradley. Omar N. Bradley. Motor pool is very helpful. We haven't really used fortified very much, although range and movement has been helpful. And we have the U.S. 3rd under George S. Patton. Yep. And the Canadian 1st, Harry Krar? I don't know how that's pronounced. Alright, so we'll level each army up once on the range and movement, just because that's very helpful. Then we'll wait until the end of their first set of scenarios to upgrade anything. We'll just know that the British and Canadians will be good at feinting and set-piece actions, while the Americans will be good at maneuvering around the flanks. Meanwhile, I guess there's more going on in Italy. Oh yeah, and then we've got a CADS. So let's get the 1st Airborne Red Devils. Paradrop this unit in any scenario. You keep the card and control of the unit for as long as the unit survives. Awesome. I think we're gonna ditch one of our transports. Wait. JK. We'll use one of our transports in a scenario so that when we get another card, we'll get another card. Alright. I'm ready. Due to the specific nature of upcoming battles, it is strongly advised that the following HQs be upgraded to level 3 engineering. British 8th Army. Rivers. Huh. Alright, we'll do it. We'll do it. Alright, alright. You've convinced me. Well, at least it gives you a heads up and goes, yeah, you're gonna want this. Oh. Alright, so we've got the rush for the Apennines. Breach Central Apennines. Alright. Here we go. Oops. Oh. Creaky chair. Creaky deaky. And, oh, speaking of not freaky deaky, cheeky breaky. So this is exactly where we were last scenario. So that's awesome. Alright, so it looks like the Germans just gave up in Pescara. I'll take it. I'll take it as a gift. They finally surrendered. Like a week after we took Rome. So this is literally, yeah, this is like right where we were at. So that's cool. African HQ dispatch. The enemy is utterly routed, General, but Ultra indicates that powerful German reserves are en route. You must breach the Apennine Mountains before these forces can fortify the mountain passes. To this end, Africa has released all reserves. These additional forces will arrive within mere days. Further success in Italy could see the Germans driven into the Alps. Alright, now I've never been one... Ooh, okay, the Canadians are back. Good. Now, I've never been the most offensive general. Oh, wow, they are getting a lot of reserves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's the deal with all these reserves? They're all coming from the Balkans. Stop coming from the Balkans! Alright, that's the... Get away, Seinfeld. We're gonna get the Canadians. 2 armored units. That looks like French. Probably French. South African armored. The Indians are back. And more US troops as well. Alright. The US 5th. And we're only gonna have... 15. Good. I like it. Alright. So we're gonna have the US 5th Army. Why did they want us to be able to cross a river? Maybe it's because of like the historical. I think the historical objective had us doing more things down here. But I'm finished with the slog. It took us like 1 scenario, 2 scenario, 3 scenario, 4. I'm ready. I am ready to drive them to the Alps. Alright, we're going to have a lot of air recon. So step 1, let's look at the units we have. Then let's look at the supply lines. Alright, so the Germans they've got everything that they have everything that they've got. Alright, weak units along the front lines to begin with. However, they've blown the bridges along this corridor. So we'll start with the British 8th. They are... Alright, so we have the 23rd British Armored Brigade. Probably keep them with the Americans, just because of the narrow nature of the area they'll be pushing through. Route 76. Where have we heard the word 76 before? Alright. So we have the Polish Karpaka. 1st Polish Legion. Infantry Division. 3rd, I mean. But they're with us. The 5th Polish Legion. Alright, we've got the Polish forces to back up the British. The 3rd Canadians, they're back. They're ready for revenge. Let's get them up to full strength. Get them their quota panda. And some engineers. Got the Canadians back up to full strength. They're ready to fight. Alright, we got our New Zealanders back as well. Let's make sure they're at full strength as well. And let's see, with a Churchill priest. What do you need? Oh, 17 powder might do him some good. Yeah, all we'll give them there. And of course our 8th Indians. Elite veteran troops that are almost elite. Jeez, the Canadians, because they're wiped out, so many they have so many new guys that they're just regulars again. They're wiped out the last battle. Now we've got elite troops in the Polish people, Polish forces. Excellent. So yeah, their whole group, they're going to just punch right along up. But first, let's look at the Americans before we really settle on a plan. So the Americans are the bulk of our forces. While they are supported by the 23rd British Armoured Brigade, their main armor is the US 1st. And they're thirsting for first. Right, they've got a Sherman, they've got an M10. Let's give them a Howitzer as well. Yeah, they're ready to do damage. They've got the 34th US Infantry, the 36th US Infantry, and then on the right flank, we've got Free French forces ready to fight. They've got artillery and elite French troops. Oh, good. We can supercharge them. Get them up to full strength. These are some regulars and veterans. So their job will be to punch along or cover the right flank and be pushing along the right side along the mountain ranges. In the center we have the Americans, and then on the center left we've got 3 British infantry divisions. I think they'll be able to punch along the center roads. They've been blowing all of the bridges, it looks like. Luckily, got an opening on the left. The left is held by 2 American divisions, both ready to fight. Alright, good. We should be able to make full speed ahead. Just slam into the enemy. That's me slamming. Pound through. And just keep this offensive rolling before they can get reinforcements. So let's check on our objectives. So starting with the bonus objectives that are soonest, we've got Civitavecchia. I think we'll take that by turn 4. Viterbo, we'll take that by turn 4. Then Arezzo. That is in the center. It's going to be up to the Americans and British to reach there. The American 1st Armored, they're just going to punch right along this main line. So let's look at our supply lines. That's terrain. There we go. That's supply. So the British 8th Army, they'll be in supply the entire time as they punch along the coast. I keep saying punch. As they move in an orderly yet militaristic fashion towards the enemy along the east coast, they will hug these supply lines and keep them open, pushing all the way up to the north. We'll have Americans moving along the west coast, keeping that avenue of supply open, and then American and British troops moving along the center, opening up that front. Got a nice natural line to reach. In terms of terrain, yeah, that'd be the Apennines. It is very mountainous, it's very hilly, it's very Italy, so it's going to be rough. They've blown 4 of the main bridges. Luckily we have others, all the main ones around Rome. Jeez. Yeah, if we can push through here, we can throw them back to the Alps. I don't know what happens if we fail, though. We won't fail, I guess. It would be cool if they had a way where it's like, if you do fail, then things happen later or something. Like, have it be where you can't ever, like, fail, but you can keep failing, and then they try to get you more troops, or you lose some troops forever, and you get more green troops, but maybe more air power, because they're bringing more resources on. To the point where, like, you could never actually fail, but you would be a loser. Now, in terms of reinforcements, oh yeah, that's right. So we're going to have tons of armor. We'll have to see where they come in and just change our plans accordingly. All right, in terms of supply, we've got supply coming in from the south, all all the way up. The enemy's main supply lines out here. So if we're really lucky, oh, never mind. So it's basically 2 supply zones. Got the enemy supplies in the east that will just be crunching in, folding in as we push up. And the supply lines in the west, which have a little more opportunities to get around them and cut supply lines if we hit against hard points. Now their supplies are coming in from 3 key locations in the north. Ours are just coming in from 3 key locations in the south. Alright. Now we got Rimini, Livorno, Kona, and Arezzo. It's a very clear-cut set of objectives. We're going to need to use our transport cards. We're going to get 3 cards throughout the scenario. Oh yeah, we'll be able to use the Red Devils and our amphibious landings. Got a good feeling about this, maybe, or bad feeling. I've got a feeling about this. Alright, let's set up right in Rome. Give them 3 and set up. Oh, that's where it was. Alright, so yeah, it's going to be a sort of hopping motion as we move forwards. Hoppity. We'll have to keep supply. We could start outstretching our supply lines. Let's do it. Let's win this war. Alright. That's what I was afraid of. Okay. Alright. So let's assist a unit with crossing a major river would not be possible otherwise. Cannot cross rivers into Alp Mountain Sal terrain. Unit not weak or green. Alright, so first let's use these transport trucks. That's cool. That's interesting. Oh, for like these ones, like, oh no, what? Never mind. I don't know what's going on. Okay. And we'll expand this one. So we'll have 3 supplies on both sides. Step 1, repair that bridge, Commander. Step 2, be sad that we can't get across still. Alright. Mortar pool? Not helping. Alright, so it's gonna be slow going at each bridge, and there are 2 of them. But once we've broken through those bridges, then it's a straight away north. So destroying bridges is a good strategy for slowing down everybody. Now let's go win some wars. Yeah, so we'll send the... Oh, that's broken. That bridge has been blown. Fix both of them. So yeah, we'll have the British armor and American armor just punch right up the center towards Arezzo. That's their goal. They'll just be supported by all our infantry. They'll help fight the enemy. Lol, you're surrounded. You awesome. You are cut off. Ooh. Excellent. The fighting goes well. Alright, so we're already advancing in the west. And that's despite the weather, which is the dead of winter. Dead of winter with a chance of mud and rain. Or dreams of a spring. Jais Lawais. Alright. Our Free French forces are going to get a crack at the enemy. Good. Yeah, their whole objective, whole mission will just be follow these roads along the river. That means if we need to get around to help out the Canadians, British, Polish, New Zealanders, and Indian troops, we will have a unit that can help them do that. Wah, wah, wah. Alright, good. Everyone's moving as much as they can. Good. And we'll hold on to our amphibious and Red Devil forces, because we'll want to use them when the time comes to use them. It's like wherever we can use them best. Don't want to just land them and then have them move on as if they'd been there from the beginning. Alright, so I guess we'll just hit those people. Kobe! Well, that didn't work. Alright. Good. Let's keep going. More German reinforcements. They're going to try to slow us down. They don't know the power. Alright, we have reinforcements available. A lot of them. So it looks like the Canadian 1st Armored can come out here. They are attached to the US 5th Army. And we have the Canadian Armored over here. They're attached to the British 8th Army. We have Free French troops attached to the 5th Army. Free French Mountaineers! Alright, so yeah, the French are just going to hold that right side. And they've got the units to do it. That's awesome. And South Africans. Oh, I haven't seen this model before. Look at it. It's like the other model, but slightly different. I just like it. It gives it that little bit of personality. I wish you could rename units in the scenario itself, or give them little nicknames. That would be awesome. Because, one, that would help with viewer select when we have people controlling different units, but two, it'd just be good if you just want to remember a unit and not want to forget them. Alright, so this area, this bridge has been blown. Once again, we move, but slowly. Slowly but surely. How are you out of supplies? You're... oh. Ah. So we're not getting supplies from the railroad per se. We're getting supplies from a truck depot. So we're actually going to want to connect up. So the 2 Canadian armored units are actually going to be doing a vital role of connecting us up to the actual supplies coming in from Rome. Because we're going to want to be in supply as we push north. But the South Africans, and then the 1 Canadian, the Canadian Armored Brigade, 1st Canadian Armored Brigade, will then join the main push. Push! We're giving birth to freedom! Oh yeah! Alright. So yeah, it's going to be a scramble to keep up. Those are the best scrambles that you can have. Alright, we got a transport truck. Awesome. Alright, now we will have to make sure that we keep these supply lines open. Because that would be bad if they were not. That should do it. Alright, good. So yeah, the advance is going very well. And bombers. Yeah, we're going to probably want bombs. I guess we'll use another transport. Transport. Supply transport or HQ motor pool. Add one truck to supply network or enable motor pool for every unit of an HQ for an entire scenario. What? Oh, that's what this means. Well, we're going to give that to the Americans. Everyone is now motor pool. It must take effect. No, yeah, mobile. Oh my god. Oh man. All right. Yeah, this is. I mean, this is literally called the Rush for the Apennines. If there was a time to do that, it would be now. Do it now. Oh man. All right. That's actually where the French are supposed to go. Jeez, they're all motorized. Yes. Yes. This is great. This is great. I wish I spent more time reading the things that I need to read to actually know what's going on. Alright, good. So yeah, oh, it's turn 2. Where Arezzo is in our sights, metaphorically speaking. There are some hills in the way. This is awesome. This is great. We're back. We've broken through. Now, the 8th Army is going to be stuck doing their 8th Army slogs that they always do. But we've already taken 2 of our main objectives. And we've got plenty of time until we need to take the others. So, this is great. And now, we do have to watch out because the enemy will start bringing in troops for 4 turns in a row. Throwing them at us, trying to establish a defensive line. But we're going to get through. This is great. Alright, and then we've got lots of air support. Great. Wonderful. Wonderful. This is amazing. Now your gun barrels point over here. So you all are looking over here. That's not disconcerting at all. I hope they're just looking at the enemy territory and not like, there's some powerful units right there. Well, we'll find out. Alright. Well, I guess we could find out by looking. There are some units over there. There are some units over there. And there. Well, I think we've got this in the bag. Oh, they've cut off supplies to our most important units. So about that bag I was talking about. It's okay, it's okay. We're keeping it rolling. We're keeping it rolling. They'll have supplies the whole way. Just have to keep an eye on the flanks. Everyone's motorized. It's alright. Keep the pressure on them. Jeez. Alright, we're starting to take some casualties. It's okay. Stop panicking. Don't panic! Alright. Ooh. Force them back. Jeez, motorized units. Alright, so the pressure will be on in the east. We got this, the supplies are still open. The supply lines are still flowing. We have our French units to help and assist. And fight. Hold their own. What the? There we go. Alright, so those supply lines are now fully open. Good. And it looks like a lot of enemy units in the north around Ancona, but if there's one army that I know can do it, it's the British 8th Army. They might have to walk everywhere, but they can do it. Alright, so he'll return back to help these guys, because you are attached to the US 5th. So there we go. Alright, they're on the march. And it looks like we'll have enough territory to spread out and get around the enemy, fight them on the sides when we need to. We're advancing so quickly, we can't even utilize our air attacks fully, because we're advancing so quickly. Alright, they're back in supply. So let's just keep yourself safe. Just make sure everything's, don't get too far ahead. Alright. I think we can even start packing up these supplies. Nope, nope, nope. Oh dear, oh dear. Uh-oh. Ow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, you guys can definitely pack up, though. We're gonna need you. The French have overextended themselves. On my orders. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We'll have more supplies to them next turn. Good. And yeah, this is very good. All right. Keep the fence going. Wait, en route units. Oh yeah. All right, so we've got the Indian 4th. Looks like they're coming in to help the British 8th. Good. Move up, man. Speaking of which, we'll move the whole army up. It'll take them a turn or two to get ready. We'll keep the 5th over here until we really hit the full edge of their range. And we got the 88th U.S. Infantry Division. Very mobile. Oh, man. They better get on their stuff because of things and people. Alright, but that is a great... I did not realize the power of that card. That having everyone be mobilized, mobile infantry. That's great. Now the enemy is going to start getting reinforcements as well. I'm confident that we are confidently... Oh man, that's a bad spot of wet weather. Whether or not you're walking on air. Alright, this seems like a good place to use air attack. Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt! Well, it was worth it. Ooh. Canadians want revenge. Canadians get revenge. Excellent. So that's good. And this is the first time we've had Polish troops fighting in our ranks. It is an honor to have you with us. And we know you'll do as well as the New Zealanders, the Canadians and Indians and British and French, and I suppose Americans too. Now it looks like Route 76 is going to be tough. So that's going to be up to the French to take. That'll be their objective. So let's keep this area supplied. We might... Okay, yeah, we're going to set up two different supply groups. One along the west coast, keeping that advance supplied in this area, and the other more the central areas that we had to fight. Well, I'm already kind of failing. Yeah. Alright, so it's going to be more like this line of supply and then this sort of area of supply. Everybody makes mistakes. Alright, let's see what we've got around Arezzo. Panzer Grenadiers here. Alright. Our armor is advancing, and we are in the outskirts of Arezzo. Good. Oh, alright. Well, that is going to be the end of the episode, but don't worry, we've got more episodes coming right up. So that's good. Alright. Excellent.